Alright. Another day. Weekend. Whatever. Another Pokemon Brilliant Diamond stream.
Hello.
Hello.
It sounded like you were just about to do all the commentary as if you were a golf commentator.
The most frickin' chill stream possible. Something to fall asleep to.
And here we have the Pikachu about to use Thunderbolt. Very well done.
Yeah. Also, hi, Fryman. Okay. It's a wormhole.
He's not a wormhole. Yay! He's not a bird.
Yeah.
However, it will get evolved into a flying bug type, therefore it's part bird.
Also, it's an unfortunate thing that I realized as I was checking out the area. This is part of Falroma Town, and I already had that slot on you. So,
Alright.
yeah. But I mean, at least I got to see something new. And I like that.
Yes. Yes. You know what? Give it an honorable death.
For Zosma overly
No.
boops.
Yep, I did do the honey. It's just, unfortunately, I forgot how the area stuff works. But I remembered it this time! So we have a thing. And now to make the trek over to Veilstone. And, you know what? Let's, you... Oh, no, I don't want to swap, walk together. Yeah. Go on a run with Zosma. Who, despite what is seen here, I am sure would be able to outpace us handily.
Yeah.
And no, we're not doing this fight, Zosma. You are way too overpowered to get anything out of this. I'll say this. It is weird having the analog at times because you can clearly tell that there are like areas, corners here that were not meant to be navigated with analog and were meant to be like tight turns with a D-pad.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if they basically did at one point they were like, let's, you know, since we are trying to be as faithful as we can, let's just keep everything digital until they're like, nah, let's give them the full analog movement.
Yeah.
And then didn't account for it.
Which is weird because it's like it's been a little while since I played it, but I remember that Let's Go Eevee did a pretty decent job with it. I mean, maybe the difference there is that was a full up remake by Game Freak, and this is by a third party. Like, not to say they've done a terrible job, but it's kind of a thing of you do kind of get the feeling there were a few corners cut for this particular remake.
Yeah. Because I also discovered something quite disappointing. You know all the outfit options that you could get?
Yeah.
That's all. there's no unlocking new outfits.
Mm. I kind of figured that, but man, it's like, man, you wish they would, like, I don't know, maybe as, I don't know, mystery gift DLC.
It was. What I want to. What would be kind of cool is that if, at the end, we could have gotten Cynthia's outfit.
Yeah, like not just
For
Cynthia,
regular
like
outfit, you're female, and a male variant. Like, come on.
yeah, not just that though. Unlocking outfits for each gym leader.
Yeah.
That would be cool, yeah.
Like, you know, it's not just Cynthia and any of the gym leaders. A pretty cool reward. Like, it's not much, but it's better than, hey, you're a champion. Okay, you know your way home, right?
And yeah, I think I get what you
You're
mean.
on the right, go.
Yeah, I think I get what you mean, Fryman. It's like there is a thing of, oh yeah, I got the platinum one, so I'm glad there is that at least. But it's like there's like it feels like they probably should have either like done more to stick to the grid format or did a little bit of tweaking to make the analog stuff fit more, or at least make it not quite as so obvious a grid based thing now.
Yeah, like, the platinum outfit is the only not base game. And that really does suck.
Yeah, I'm also
Oh, go ahead.
I'm also going to doubt that they're really going to give this game any DLC because this really just feels like it was meant to be the holiday filler because they couldn't get Legends Arceus out before it.
Actually, I'm kind of surprised speaking of holiday. I mean, like, free outfit for Christmas. It's like, oh, Christmas.
I mean, Pokemon's never really. I mean, the platinum outfit alone is, you know, the winter outfit.
I guess you're right.
But yeah, like I'm not gonna say that. Oh, there's probably going to be no DLC. I guess I did, but like, I don't know. It just feels like that due to the timing of release, they're probably going to focus more on Legends Arceus, and they released this just to sort of be that connection of like, hey, want to see what Sinnoh was like before Legends Arceus, or before it was Sinnoh,
And it's
after
like
it was Hisui.
And it's like you do kind of get the feeling it's almost as if they didn't do this because they had a real passion to see Sinnoh reimagined with modern stuff and all that. It's like people are gonna expect a remake of Gen 4 for about this time, so we need to make a Gen 4 remake. Throw one out there.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because while I don't like, I am of the mind that Gen 4 is kind of bog standard basic in some senses compared to some of the other games' atmospheres. Like, it does have some cool stuff, like it kind of solidified some of the lore of the series, and it's just kind of a shame that it was never really treated as something more.
It's kind of funny how like this is the one game that really delivers a lot of lore. Because again, going all the way back to early like Gen 1 frickin' rumors and that, and people used to talk about the Poke Gods.
Oh, man.
Well, yeah.
And I remember the sprites that people would show, and they were like these over-designed.
And it gets better when you remember people who'll be like, oh yeah, this is like a totally real thing, and if you go to the truck and use strength 10 times and give 99 rare candies to a thing.
Yeah, oh, and don't forget that you also have to have a certain item in the fourth slot of your item list. You have to have a certain Pokemon in the like, it was so esoteric.
Yeah.
I freaking love that game. It made the discovery.
Yeah, and the thing with
Mostly bullshit.
And with Frontman saying, considering how many times Gen 1 got remade, it is kind of a shame that it's like Gen 1 gets so much attention because, I mean, it was Gen 1. Like, it's like you had the original, you got the frickin' Gen 3 remakes, and you got Let's Go and all that, and it's like, it seems like such a shame that Gen 4 did not get as much love.
I still think, like, sitting down thinking about all the generations, which one my favorite is, I honestly think it kind of comes down to either Gen 3 or Gen 6.
For me, Gen 3 kind of sticks out as a favorite, though that may be nostalgia talking.
I found Gen 3 was definitely the one that I was taking best memories. Not for the main game, but well, first generation was best
That is nice. Well, I would also say that another thing that might help with Gen 3 as a thing is that I think it helps that it was the most fresh in terms of, it was the one that really locked in the formula of there's a big legendary Pokemon that you gotta stop from causing damage to the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was up to him and boss. Then in the second gen, it got go to a cave or a tower, the Battle Hub. And then you went to here to see the legendary Pokemon come from. They were escalated. Well,
Cause that is the weird thing with Gen 2. It's like, yeah, there's gold and silver, and it's like they have Lugia as the box art legendary, and yet Lugia basically has no part in the story. Ho-Ho basically has no part. Like, I think there's just
Like, there's basically a little bit of the lore in Ecritique, but otherwise, yeah, they don't really enter into it. Yeah, Gen 3 was the first to incorporate its legendary into the main story. I mean, I think you could maybe make a case for Crystal because it had Suicune as a focus, but that was kind of a bit more... They added in a little extra into Gold and Silver compared to whereas like Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald. That was full on. This is what the enemy team is going after and trying to do something horrible with. It's kind of one of those things that, yeah, it does make for an interesting difference in how exactly they handle, because of, like, yeah, I guess with red, blue, and green, it's like, okay, yeah, okay, these are the starters, and this is what they can become. And then gold and silver, it's like, oh yeah, we got these legendaries here. But it's almost kind of more like, oh, here's this big thing that you can try to find. It's like, it's the big thing of, like, it's the ultimate goal of what you can try for. Like, you're not required to go for it, but it's still, like, a thing you can go out there and get.
yeah. And I think 3 also kind of hit that balance between like giving you the box legendary. Like, they didn't exactly give it to you. Like, it was still actually kind of difficult to capture them, even though they were part of the main story. But it then also introduced the exploration aspect of legendaries, which they didn't really build up on again until the Sword and Shield. But yeah, like doing the puzzles to get the Reggies.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
Oh, the best battle. Oh,
So some of the stuff was kind of bullshit. It's like, okay, yeah, you have to have a relic hand. One, if I recall, it's like, oh, you have to sit here for like 5 minutes without doing anything.
Yeah, it's stuff like that that leads to dumb rumors. Wow.
Favorite team, Golden Shackles. I think I know what I'm gonna probably do. Aqua Elf, Fucker, because then I can play with the exotic weapon, the Elven Thorn Blade. It's basically a rapier, except it also does slashing damage. And if you're an Aqua Elf, Elven weapons you automatically know.
Fair enough.
Let's see, and... Oh yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Fryman was saying, I will say from a technical perspective, Gen 1 is the worst Pokemon game. Yes!
Oh, definitely. Look, if we're being honest, the first generation of Pokemon is technically the worst game out of all aspects outside of the star. It was technically flawed, the furry was non-existent, it's buggy as hell, easy to execute. Goddamn, it's not. Yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say, the funny thing is technically it's like, Red and Blue were kind of the, I guess you could say the 2.0 or the 1.5, because it was Red and Green that were more beta than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as I recall... As I recall, how it worked in Japan was it started off as Red and Green, which were the initial ones. It was refined in Pokemon Blue, and then the American, or at least the international Red and Blue, were basically taking Red and Green, running them through the improvements of Pokemon Blue, and then calling them what they were.
Yeah. Pokemon Red and Green also gave us the horrendous sprite art of Fetus Mew.
I mean, horrendous sprite art was also kind of just a bad thing about the early gens in general. Let's see, past story.
Okay. So apparently this wasn't just some meme or a fake news story. It was real. Bomb Squad called to Lucian's Royal Hospital after man gets World War II mortar stuck up his bottom. He apparently claims he slipped and fell on it.
I am sure he did.
This legitimately sounds like something a Florida man would do. There are so many questions. Why did he do that? Where did he get it? What did he think was gonna happen?
This is a gambler?
It's a... Oh, PI!
Why is he speaking like a gambler then? I've been through here and yet I don't remember. And again, I kind of skipped past a lot of trainers when I could.
Oh my god. So, a Japanese truck maker, they actually are adapting the truck maker. They actually have a tagline to translate the truck that will send you to the world of L.
Yeah, you got fly, didn't you?
No, like... I haven't picked it up, I think.
No. That was at the... No, because you already went to the top of the ghost tower.
Yeah, that's what's right.
Yeah. I forget you get fly pretty early in this.
Like, I guess maybe it's the 4th TM, because I've got 3 so far, and it covers Rock Smash, Strength, and Cut. Or maybe I gotta nibble it. I swear to God, just zap this thing. Thankfully not.
Now, actually, another gem that I like, but also kind of annoys me at the same time is Gen 5. It's like, I like the story they do of Gen 5. What really annoys me though is that it really was just like, hey, yeah, this is a soft reboot, but instead of like trying to come up with a bunch of new designs, we'll just take Gen 1 designs and give them a different skin.
Yeah, and it's like, I like Roggenrola like more than Geodude, but it is clear that, oh, this is just this game's version of Geodude.
Yeah.
Just as annoying, if not more, because I think Roggenrola is more likely to have sturdy than Geodude. So, if you're trying to get rid of it quickly, oh, nope, I ain't dead, you gotta survive another round. By the way, I know explosion. Wait, what? Ah!
Grab this, and then I guess I'll check Plasma HQ just to make sure.
Yeah, five had a lot of interesting stuff. 5 was also the one that introduced inverse battles, wasn't it? Was that? Inverse battles always kind of wrecked my mind.
Oh, is that the one where it's like they change around how typing affects things?
Yeah, they make it the opposite. So, fire is strong against water.
Ah, there's Fly. Oh, I guess I can do the thing now.
You're gonna do the thing to do the thing? Get the thing?
So let's see. Yeah, I can't fight it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, super easy to miss. Yeah, like, I guess the thought is like, oh, you beat the grunts, so you want to go up and check out the building, but I was just in too much of a hurry to move on to Bastoria. Okay. Well, thank goodness I didn't. Thank you for reminding me of that, because I remember I missed the fly thing for Pikachu, not Pikachu, for Eevee when playing Let's Go Eevee, and I spent so much time just running around, wondering when am I gonna get the fly thing. It wasn't until like I basically finished the game.
Now that's a feature I wish they would bring back. The saw feature from Mega Ruby Ultra Sapphire.
The what feature?
Alpha Sapphire. Saw. So if you remember, once you got Latias,
Yeah!
and you basically fly around the map.
That was the best way to implement fly. It's like, even if you didn't like actually go somewhere, you could just dork around and fly over the place. I mean, that was also the way that they had you find some legendaries, right? Like you would find portals in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoopa Beam. Because there were Hooper portals, even though it was never explicitly stated that it was Hooper. But it was clearly, yeah, these are golden rings with his color palette. Which I think was supposed to be a kind of tie into the movie with Hooper, because he basically starts to summon legendaries from across time and space. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I just had a thought.
I
I
was
was imagining, you know, a Pokemon adventure, and Hoopa is the one who is going to be, you know, the Samuel Jackson. That, or he could be Thanos. One or the other.
Yeah, seeing something like the sword function on something more than 3DS would be awesome.
I guess we are kind of getting with Legends Arceus. They've at least made it look like you can control the Braviary. There could always just be a canned animation.
I guess we'll just have to see how it turns out.
But yeah, I'm hoping Legends Arceus does so well that Game Freak is like, maybe we should actually start doing different things for the core game.
Yeah, because it's... I'm getting the feeling like obviously it's a bit early to say definitively, but it's feeling like we might get a thing of, if this experiment into a more open world thing works out, maybe they'll go lean more into the Legends Arceus style of gameplay.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it feels like, it feels like they're calling it Legends Arceus at the moment because, I mean, well, yeah, there's Arceus and all that, but Legends feels like something that you would call, like, a sub-series or spin-off.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm kind of getting the thing, they're like, okay, we want this to be how our mainline games potentially go, but we don't know if it'll work, so we'll just pretend it's a spin-off, and if it works, we'll just act like this is how it's supposed to be.
Actually, it is a really a spin-off thing. Maybe Legends of Conquest. I feel like a remake or a reboot of the Pokemon Conquest game.
I mean, I don't think they would call it Legends in that case, because the Legends would probably, I think, be associated with the Arceus gameplay, but, like... I mean, I would not be against them doing more strategy games. I don't really play those, but I know there's people that do.
Yeah, see, if they do like a remake or a new sort of version of Pokemon Conquest, that they need to get buddy frickin' W Force. Basically make it a Pokemon Warriors game.
That would be a kind of interesting. Or at the very least get some of the voice actors from the Warriors. You know, reprising their role, so to speak.
Also, yeah, remember, like, when Nintendo released the DS and said it wouldn't replace the GBA, I remember for the longest time they were doing that 3 pillars bullshit. It's like, yeah, it was, I think even then everyone knew that was just an ass-covering move to be like, okay, just in case the DS doesn't work out, we'll pretend that was how it was supposed to be. Which is hilarious considering how successful the DS was.
I watched Matt Town's latest video where he forced his wife to eat kind of sawdust. You know, it's probably a good thing she's a great, she's a good sport about all this. Otherwise, I'd say that's definitely cause for divorce. I'm not sure she had some ground to fit on.
I mean, if she was going to leave him over anything, it would have been the spicy food, since she actually hates that.
The way she was sobbing, I felt bad. Oh, yeah. You know, honestly, the fact that he has stuck with us through for the bullshit, this person's the keeper. I'm actually happy for that. I'm glad he's, you know, he has to be rough patch, still, but he's written up. Let's not see his husband, his father, still entertaining guy.
I still take plenty of his videos with plenty of grains of salt, but like he's still an entertaining dude.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So, apparently, the actual St. Nick, there is being recorded documentation that some guy was actually bad enough to season, and St. Nick himself literally smacked him across the face. But him a heretic. There it is! Just some jolly guy. He'll kick your ass. Bad enough to season.
That just
Will
makes
be
me
a
think
good
of
match, you know?
that just makes me think of the Santa bot from Futurama.
No. He was attacking everybody we thought was Nazi.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that.
Hey, look, Lilo, we're under the mistletoe. Your mistletoe is no match for my toe missile. Oh, I always love that line.
And some of the some of the items that you use on this game is just like I kind of get it that, oh yes, this random big ass root helps with moves that absorb HP, but like how?
My best theory is that it's something like it's actually like a symbiotic life form.
Maybe.
I'm gonna eat it. Don't eat it. I'm gonna eat it. That's a bad idea. Take one bite, and then I just get stuck right into it. It's just crap.
Now you don't
It's
have to
like-
worry about that. You're not a slime.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that plan fucking worked. Andrew, I think before I'll say it again, you have a talent to be present in the most spectacular way. Please keep it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. So, actually, this is not Andrew derailing, this was Grady derailing, but then Andrew finished it off. The whole plan of you guys going to the Fey Realm was only intended to be a brief jaunt. You know, maybe visit the Queen's Court, have a session of some shenanigans
The black
before she sends you off through the portal that you were intending to go. And then Grady's like, I'm gonna go explore the castle and mess with shit I shouldn't be.
ironic. That's why you decided to not get involved and then did get involved. Big time. You know, it's actually kind of funny. Right when you Rip actually goes out of his way to like pull everyone away from the cold adventure sort of thing. But then Simon but did you ever ever read further ahead? No, I just read through the important things. Yeah, but what about you refusing to call it adventure? Is your call to adventure? Ah, what are the odds of that? And what do you think just happened? Yeah.
Yeah, for those viewers, I am a GM that runs a Pokemon-based Pathfinder campaign for these two.
Other people. Actually, based on a previous session that well, it started off as Persona and ended up being Shin Megami Tensei.
Well, there's also the one before that that was kind of a bit more just open-ended.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, in Persona, you still end up fighting God either way.
Well, you say that, but I'm talking more about the themes of order versus chaos. Archie is definitely the law side. Wow.
I am the law!
Yeah.
Also,
I'm just going by thematic. Yes, in Persona you do fight was essentially a god, but more for personalized reasons or something based for emotion.
In synchronous.
nerds.
Yes.
I mean, also, I would also just say, I mean, that's also just kind of a frickin' JRPG often thing too. Frickin', you kill God in some fashion.
Yeah.
Look, it ain't a JRPG unless you're fighting a god in the end.
You know what? I think that means now... yeah, you can now call the Pokemon games a true JRPG because you end up fighting God.
Yeah, you can in fact fight Arceus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you couldn't before, unless you hacked it in.
If you had the Japanese version, or you hacked it.
Yeah.
Well, you couldn't fight God, but you could fight his direct creations.
Yeah, I suppose Palkia and Dialga are also gods.
And Giratina is definitely a god in his own realm.
Well, he is the god. He is a god as well. They are the creation quad, except they don't like Giratina, so it's like, yeah, it's the creation duo plus, creation trio plus Giratina.
You also have Giratina. You also have Giratina.
Just Giratina with the voice of Zoidberg. I like that.
Also, my God, this is a mood.
Do you say that to any random stranger that talks to you?
You know, I said it before, I'll say it again. Who the fuck started the competition like that? I just got here!
I mean, in fairness, that isn't how she started, but yeah.
I can just imagine that line being delivered with the same sort of monotone expression as, like, frickin' Maud.
Yeah.
That, or I could imagine Squidward would say that.
Yeah.
Also, just, wow.
You know,
Come on.
You've grown up and matured. When you stop liking SpongeBob and start relating to Squidward.
Also, this thing here, come on back here after you've defeated the champion. Don't forget about me here, okay? Like...
We're gonna totally forget about him.
The thing for me is that kind of dialogue. It's like, okay, either this is some dude with shady business, or this is a time traveler. Because, like, why would he just see a random kid and be like, you're gonna be a champion, and we need to do something.
Maybe Looker.
Yeah, he's not talking in a funny voice.
Maybe he's disguised.
And he looks like, then again, it's hard to tell with his art, so I was gonna say he looks like a kid, but...
He also does have the swim cap and the goggles that could, you know, hide his face. But I don't know. Best theory I can come up with right now.
What wasn't Looker supposed to have good disguise skills? Or
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, what would be a better disguise is if he was disguised as the woman with the salty tears.
And this is the second bit of evidence that people think is going to be why the next gen is set in Italy.
Because he says, ciao.
Yep.
That's a no
That's
for me.
kind of a stretch. I'm sorry.
I mean, there's that, and there's also this one piece of art that keeps showing up, which is Starry Night, which is, you know, bloody made by, Thingo from Venice. Yeah.
Wait, wasn't Starry Night Van Gogh? Or am I
Yeah,
thinking
Van
of...
Gogh.
Van Gogh.
It was Van Gogh.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought he was... Can you tell I have an art degree? I don't know where Van Gogh's from.
I'm just gonna talk this up under advisor and be like, bits of stretch if you ask me.
Is it really though? Remember in Gen 5, in Gen 6, there was the Tiki Idol, not the Tiki Idol, the Hawaiian Idol, that it was just called like the strange statue or whatever, and everyone was like, this is hinting at Hawaii.
No. I'm willing to admit that one had a lot more ground to it because that wasn't literal in-game item. This is dialogue that could be just a localization thing.
Oh, also...
Dialogue.
Van Gogh wasn't Italian, he was Dutch.
Dutch. Oh, right. Huh.
And
Oh, wait, or is
the
it
other
that
issue-
Starry Night was supposed to represent...
Yeah, that's the other thing. Look. Yeah. I just don't think there's quite enough concrete evidence. Though, I will say, Italian Pokemon, I'd be down with that.
I mean, it's like, that is the thing, like... I would say they've already covered it a little bit with how they have some Greco-Roman architecture, like, in this game. But at the same time, there's a lot of really unique Italian landmarks you could play around with and have some fun with, like, you know, the Colosseum is obviously, like, the big one. You can have an equivalent to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You could have, oh man, a Venice town would be awesome.
Yeah,
Huh.
exactly.
Now
Just-
that I'm looking into it, Starry Night, he painted that while he was in France, so that completely...
Exactly.
It's like, so people just pulled stuff out.
Not enough evidence, like I said. The Chow just feel...
It's like,
It was more like a localization.
and it's like, it's a thing people just say. Like, ciao, goodbye, au
Yeah,
revoir.
I think it's also the point that people like to make is that Game Freak, the Game Freak development team likes to visit countries and that before they reveal a gen. Like he did a big tour around the UK before revealing Bloody Sword and Shield.
I'll wait and see if there's any more evidence and such. Who knows?
Yeah.
Although,
It's just it just feels like it is something that Masuda would do.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it's totally not a way to go to nice foreign locations on company time.
It's like, wait, why does this expense report say that you went to the most expensive restaurant in Spain? Research material.
Like, I mean, I know they probably wouldn't do that intentionally, but let's be honest, we all want to do that. We all want to be on a business trip and be able to spend stuff on a company dime. That's the dream.
I love this dialogue. I stand stoically in front of the deep blue sea. Why? Because I'm a rich boy. The seaside suits me better than the sea. Oh my...
No. We gotta say it like Seto Kaiba. That sounds like something Seto Kaiba would do.
God, okay, let's try that again. I stand stoically in front of the deep blue sea. Why? Because I'm a rich boy. The seaside suits me better than the sea.
I can totally hear little Seto Kaiba, like kid Seto Kaiba saying this.
Yeah. Another thing you might have noticed about the Game Freak development team in this, they're also stating next to their favorite Pokemon. Because, Ken Sugimori has gone on record saying that Gengar is his favorite multiple times.
Yeah.
This combination... Just real quick, gotta say, this combination of child with Bibarel actually kind of feels fitting in the sense of, oh, this Bibarel is probably basically their chaperone making sure they don't drown.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
God, it'd be adorable just having, this kid just clutching onto the Bibarel as it just gives him a little swim around in the beach.
Yeah.
So, I'm just thinking, if we do get Pokemon Italy, I really can't wait for the JoJo references because Golden Wind, well, takes place in Italy.
See,
I mean, everything's a JoJo reference at some point.
Are you breathing? That's a JoJo reference.
See, one thing I would absolutely love, if I had to choose a region, there are two countries that I would love to see a region based on. Australia, because we have. I would love to see their take on some of like the Aboriginal mythology, like the Dreamtime, the Rainbow Serpent, maybe like even a Bunyip.
I've read a bit of Aboriginal mythology. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and they could even have a Pokemon based on a drop bear.
Yes.
Yes, a little angry koala.
Yeah, you could even have it be a regional variant of, Kamala, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, this one's no longer comatose because it's always angry.
Also, the way it's angry because
And just, there are so many weird and cool animals in Australia that could be a basis for something. It's like frickin'...
Yeah, what were you saying, Andrew?
I was gonna say platypus. How has there not been a platypus Pokemon yet?
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah,
water type or whatever.
yeah, that is absolutely why Australia as a Pokemon region would be perfect. Other than that, I want to see another Asian region. Like, is it Korea or is it China that has the legendary beast, the turtle, the four guardians or whatever?
I believe that's a Chinese thing, at least primarily.
Yeah.
Yeah. The four guardians. Yeah, that would be China.
Yeah.
Though Japan does sometimes utilize that with their stuff as well.
Yeah.
I believe it is Chinese.
Yeah, like Japan has like incorporated a lot of Chinese stuff. It's like I think I remember someone even putting it as like Japan is kind of unique and interesting in that Japan kind of exists on 3 different levels. There's Japan as the island nation with its native stuff. There's Japan as something that has imported Chinese culture and incorporated that into it, including stuff like Buddhism and all that, and writing and all that. And then there's Japan as an international global thing that has taken in Western like influence. And it's kind of interesting to think about in that sense.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of surreal to see Japanese people act all weeb over American culture. Like, their equivalent of weebs for Western. Something surreal about it.
Yeah, they're called Yankees.
Of course.
It's this whole thing where it's like, you know, the typical Japanese Yankee is they've got the leather jackets, they've got the big pompadours, and they're always riding around on mopeds.
Because that's like the equivalent of Americool.
Yeah.
Also, just this dude. There's a fancy hotel in a fancy place with a fancy restaurant. The fancy restaurant's filled with fancy people who think themselves as being too fancy to battle alone. That's a lot of fancy.
Very. Oh, Dr. Footsteps is weirdo.
See, it was kind of funny when I had my God bar out. It's like, oh yes, I'm studying your God bar's footsteps.
Ah,
I forgot this was a
that's
thing.
creepy.
Pokemon are quite easy for me to read. I need only to see their footprints and their innermost thoughts are revealed to me. You're skeptical?
No, this game was not rated E. You know for a fact he's sniffing footprints.
Let your Gardevoir walk in front of me, right here. From its footprints, I will determine how it feels about you. Others say there are people who are
It's a manga, but I is also weird. A weirdo.
As we go over with this treasure, can we be friends? And that is what your Gardevoir thinks of you. Okay. Weirdo.
It's like,
determine a lot of things on a footprint based on many factors, but I'm pretty sure you can't determine emotional thoughts.
yeah, I could just imagine being like, dude, you should join the police force.
Like, if this guy could freaking Sherlock Holmes emotional state through a footprint, this guy is perfect for friend. Talent. Oh, I gotta say. Pseudo run through money. Conan is still going on.
Yeah.
That makes me wonder if he could actually determine the quote-unquote footprints of something like, say, well, Gyarados or Ghastly.
I mean, for Gyarados, you can at least say, oh, the way it slithers or its fin movement says something. With Ghastly, though?
Here, one. Sight down. With one bang. Leave a little mark.
Oh god! Now I do imagine him sort of doing like that frickin' sort of wine taster, sort of like wafting the ghastly gas, be like, oh yes, I have hints of loneliness and
God. It is a poison ghost type.
Yeah.
Alternatively, okay, I smell loneliness, frustration, murderous intent, chloroform.
Ooh, Zaspa gave me a berry.
You know how I imagine that happening? It's like you then look over at the berry bush, it's been absolutely destroyed as Zosma's trying to get that one good berry.
Yes. Oh.
Spoiler alert, the one good berry was in the front. He just didn't notice because it was having peripheral vision.
Or it was a little bit stubborn when she trying to pick it, so...
Yeah.
This reminds me of I played Skyrim and I so I just get frustrated and I cruise growth on the entire thing. And I hate
Yeah, the one game where it doesn't matter how how neat you make your house, when there's a random chance everything will just shift just by entering the frickin'
Yeah, you bet I'm over trying to think.
Nice. I'm gonna go watch Cloud.
Fair enough.
I keep telling myself I need to do it, but I don't do it. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna have to do it.
Alright, so...
And at the very least, I finished. I finished all the episodes of JoJo's Stone. Oh, shit. Well, the episodes never happened.
Alright. Place your bets, guys. What do you think of the chances it's gonna be another frickin' bird?
Do you really want us to answer that? do you really want me to answer that?
No.
That's what I thought.
Alright.
All I can think of is like you somehow stumble across some kind of bug where you step in and you bloody encounter Arceus.
God, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would. And the best part is Arceus has a sky plate.
Yeah. I mean, luckily you can change the plate around. But...
I know, like, that would be the ultimate fuck you.
And it's... a Floatzel. Okay, that's different.
Oh. Good news.
You know, the biggest problem I have with Floatzel is that right there. You've got the same bloody problem as Tails. How do your Tails do that?
I don't know either.
Magic.
By the way, yeah, good news. The Borderland is confirmed for the second season.
Yeah, that I told you that a while ago. I'm pretty sure I told you that.
Alright.
You know, I like the design of the netball.
It is pleasant. It's a nice kind of teal blue and the crossing of the black is nice.
Personally, I think I like Alice in Borderland better than Squid Game.
Yeah.
I think
Again, it's my biggest problem with Squid Game is just how it kind of shits itself with the last episode.
that and the fact that technically they didn't even have to play. They
Yeah.
they literally, it's not like they were forced. Alice in
I mean that's
Borderland-
kind of part of the theme of the
Yeah.
and also the second last the bridge game also is a big cheat because I was like that is not a children's game that's been upscaled. That one is
Yeah, now if it was like supposed to be like they likened it to hopscotch or they made it clear it was supposed to be like hopscotch, sure, but yeah, that one's like no.
What should we call this float, Soul?
David, call him like David or Hasselhoff.
you know, I was just going to say straight up like it is basically Water Tales or Aqua Tales.
Aqua Miles?
Nautical Miles.
Yes.
Yeah, because, Miles Prower, yeah. Miles Prower is the best and worst name in all time.
I don't think it's gonna fit.
Let's put
No,
in
it won't.
nautical mile with no space. That'll do.
Yeah, I definitely did shoot itself in the last bit. So I am kind of curious to see what happens in season 2 of Squid Game. Like, okay, usually at the end of these things, they go on with their lives and never deal with, or at least they reorganize after doing it again. I'm curious to see where this goes.
The director has already basically come out and said that the big theme is going to be, will he continue to side with humanity and fight against it, or will he end up accepting the reality and becoming the next frontman?
Let's see. The kind of the ultimate gambler. They don't really, there's no real side. It's just good gamblers and bad gamblers. Gambling in it's like a weapon. No different than a sword. And I do like Alice in Borderland more. They're forced into it. The games, you have the classic, complicated, almost saw-like stuff. But then you also have those takes on classic games, which is always fun, right?
Yeah. And I was watching a thing recently where they're like, the most infamous game where people have always tried to be like, how do you, like, oh, there must be a way to win this when there really isn't. They actually did choose the best option. That game was designed for them to basically be like, yes, Alice is the one that should continue on.
My theory is that the way to win was the
That-
reflection of the water.
No, see, that doesn't.
But there's no guarantee that would work. That's the problem. It's like the only solution they can come up with.
So that's the thing. It's the whole idea of that one is people always think that, oh yes, there has to be a way to win when the games aren't actually designed like that. Because again, it's like you look at the other heart game, the Ten of Hearts. There was no way to get out of the Ten of Hearts without anyone dying, because of the fact is the Ten of Hearts game had one death to begin it.
Yes, that is true, yeah. I preferred all the other games because there was actually a logic to how to beat them.
See, that's the thing. The heart games are more about they're challenging, well, your heart. It's
Your will, your spirit, yeah.
yeah, you win by getting out of that without losing your way.
Yeah. Although, not gonna lie, you will love when they have to take on the King game.
Crash Awake. That is still a name that. Of all like gym leader names, Crash Awake is the most just. I guess it's the most straightforward.
You know he also fucks WrestleSack, so is the professor from Alola. You know he does.
But it's like, yeah, that's not a real name. Wonder what his real name is.
It's Crasher Way. You know, maybe he did actually change his name. Like, maybe some luchadors would do that. I'll say this, Alex Borderline were pretty good at reminding me that was fucking terrifying.
What?
The
You
Horse
break up.
Pass. Yeah, remember Game of Pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking fun when you had a freaking Uzi.
So wait a minute, that TV.
Has the galactic symbol.
That's what I thought. Maybe if I pop back out in again. Yeah.
Huh. There was actually a theory as to how they could have actually beaten the Seven of Hearts. The flexion solution they I'm looking on the wiki, they even actually point out rules specifically state you need to lock items up, so
Yes.
reflection would work. However, one theory is, what if the sheet cut the wolf's wide collarbone? Because then it would explode. Because the wolf collar doesn't explode, it doesn't explode, only the sheet. It's even hinted at by saying during the wolf capture how super drawn hiding behind the wolf.
Also, you're breaking up a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
What did you see here?
What?
It's like you could kind of make out, but it was just really breaking up a
Am I
lot.
good now?
Yeah, I guess.
One of the theories is called the sheep wolf cutting basically, the idea is that cars will explode if you try to remove them. But the idea is that what if you're the wolf, there is no risk of explosion, only sheep tries to do it to themselves.
See, that's the problem with that is never specifically like.
It is actually a hint. The evidence, or at least the hint to the solution, is that during the wolf demonstration, all sheep were drawn hiding behind the wolf. The idea is that one player in the sheep gets behind the wolf, cuts the explosive wire, and the wolf, being the one that breaks the explosion, doesn't get blown up, and then they keep going on and on. So maybe the solution is sheep gets behind wolf, dismantles the collar, not tiny.
Again, that kind of goes against what the actual rules say, though, where the wolf has to hide from the sheep.
Who knows?
Why would the wolf have to hide from the sheep if the idea is that the sheep can end up helping the wolf?
So maybe that is the point. Who knows?
And it's also a heart game, which means that it is specifically said that it is about manipulating people's hearts. There is no. It's
But
not like a.
What if you followed Peter and then suggested that and trusted them to work with it?
I suppose that. Yes, that is a. But still, yeah.
Again,
I guess.
it's one of those, there's no confirmation.
Yeah. No, that
So,
actually does make sense.
Yeah. Another example of a card game that one person won, but in retrospect, another they could have all survived. Two Hearts. So essentially, it took place on a train with carriages. 4 carriages. One of the 4 rooms filled with a lethal poison gas. If you enter about a canister of oxygen, game over. Each player is given a gas mask, 3 cylinders of air. Each cylinder gives 5 minutes to prepare. When you enter the carriage, the door will not open for 5 minutes. You have to do it, no matter what. So, you have to choose whether one carriage to enter one carriage without a mask and hope it is the one getting poisoned. However, the safe room, the solution is, of course, it's a psychology thing. You risk the life just wants a good eye. If you survive one room, you'll have 3 canisters to be able to
Okay,
the 4th carriage has a poison.
alright guys, so pick a number between 1 and 6.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. Going to Area 3 then.
Also, I think that's the second. Every time you offer a question like that, I think Brand's always just gonna go for as close to the middle as possible. Every time now, he has.
I don't. I've always, whenever I'm told to pick a number, I just go by safest odds, and safest odds is middle of the road.
Well, you could have also picked 4 in that case.
Well, I don't know, but 3 just felt like the right number for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what we run into. A Quagsire.
That's a pretty good one.
Too bad you have to do the annoying Safari Zone minigame.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Getting the ball. Eh.
And how was the solution to Jenna Mark? Stick the one person died, but that person was part of the, not the player base, but the team base.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only if you
Eh.
stop to say, you know, the solution is probably 9 rather than
Okay.
Then again, a lot of these things, you could have gone all the
Well, I'm just gonna search out the Safari Zone at this point and see what stuff I can get. Because there's items and stuff, as I recall.
I think there is one. I think you need to go in there to get defog from someone.
Right, yeah, I think there was an NPC that mentioned it. See a duder up there.
funny is that art was actually croquet. I'm not gonna tell you how to play it, but
Yeah.
the most
Could we please go to a different
Yeah.
subject matter?
Yes.
I'll be honest. I'm glad you guys had a chance to do that, but I have absolutely no investment in this.
Yeah, I didn't have any investment after again.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You know, when I just get so hyper focused.
Let's see. Oh, Whooper. Not a Quagsire though, so not gonna go for it.
I mean, technically, because it just evolve it, it's still the same.
I mean, I guess.
What? Okay. Good Christmas. Well, Butterbur, good Christmas.
I don't really watch Christmas specials.
Or whatever.
I mean, when it comes to movies, I do like Love Actually. I can't help it. The start of that movie though is always just stuck in my head, where he's trying to do the freaking change the lyrics for love is all around us. He keeps fucking it up. It's supposed to be like Christmas is around us. But yeah. Of course, Class is good. And I think, actually no, the best Christmas movie is Muppets Christmas Carol.
I still need to like
I'm
actually
sorry.
watch that at some point.
Family Christmas.
What was that, Bren?
I think you mean the Family Christmas special.
I don't know what that is. But yeah.
Okay, get on YouTube. Look up the Muppets Family Christmas.
Oh, Muppets fan. Okay.
It does me, it's not better.
I mean, Christmas Carol is such a classic, and the Muppets adaptation of it is really good. I just hate the fact, and I will say this, Andrew, even though you can watch the Muppets Christmas Carol on Disney Plus, there is a scene that they took out that everybody agrees was a bad idea to take out. It's basically a scene where Scrooge sings a basically singing about lost love, and I don't know why they took that out. It's in the deleted scenes, and apparently they're going to be putting it back in for like the 30th anniversary. It is a huge character moment. Why did they take that out?
I guess maybe I'll wait for the anniversary edition.
So like Scrooge, which is another good. It's a fun take on the Christmas Carol.
I remember, for me, the one that I liked it, or at least remember the most, it mostly is because I'm a dumb Star Trek nerd, is the one where Patrick Stewart was Scrooge. Also, I did not mean to toss that safari ball, dang it.
It's kind of like one of those things that there are like a lot of movies that like Christmas movies that have been released in like the last, I don't know, 20 years. I'd say close to 15 years is probably my cutoff. That are just horrible. Like Christmas with the Cranks, horrible movie.
You know, the weirdest that mom and dad actually like. I don't get it.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Deck the halls.
What's sad is that my folks also that movie.
I like.
I have to question this, okay?
The thing is, I can't even remember what that's about because that is such a generic title.
Just look up the nostalgia critic things like TLDR, Danny DeVito ruins his finances and his marriage in order to make his house visible space of Christmas lights.
Yeah, it's basically two assholes just competing against each other, and they don't learn the lesson until like the last 5 minutes after their families basically leave them both. And I'm just like, that's not a good Christmas message. Screw up until your family leaves you, then apologize with a Christmas feast.
Oh, literally, the defog is just at the front of the zone. Okay. And yeah, it's like, for me, like, I know it's almost kind of corny to say it, but, like, I like the Peanuts Christmas special. It's like, yeah, sure, it's, like, not the most highly produced thing. Yes, it's literally children doing the voices, but it's something I like being able to watch.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Peanuts, so I've never seen the Christmas special.
It's charming enough. It's not exactly my favorite, but if my folks are playing it,
I would say there's one Christmas movie I'm looking to do a full watch through at one point because I've never seen it all in one sitting. Is It's a Wonderful Life?
Yes.
That's one I actually seen before, and it's one I think about whenever I get really depressed.
There is another movie, and I'd say it's not really a movie, it's more a, it's the original story that's been adapted into many movies, and that is, of course, The Nutcracker.
Which one?
That's what I'm talking about, like the original that's been adapted. However, when it comes to adaptations, I must admit, when I had to watch it once with my my little cousin at the time, Barbie and the Nutcracker is actually a really good take on that story.
When you compare it to some of the other bad adaptations, like, let's be honest, the Barbie one is so much better when you compare it to the one that has literal Nazis.
Yeah. And there is...
Sure.
There's another one that I remember seeing it, but I can't remember which version it is, and I don't think I've been able to find it again. But I remember that one of the actor of the Rat King, the Mouse King, was what's his name? Bloody shit, blanking on name now. Leslie Nelson, I think.
I don't know.
Let's see if I can. Oh yeah, there's also the Nutcracker and the Four Realms, which is Disney trying to make like a freaking young adult action fantasy out of the Nutcracker story.
Because that's necessary.
Took the words right from my mouth.
Like, I'm all for, like, seeing new interpretations of old things and going off in different directions, but when the way that's described, that's like, wow. Just trying to chase after trends rather than it being some sort of artistic thing.
Yes, when the person that is supposed to be Princess Clara, or Clara in general, ends up being some destined hero that's going to unite the Four Realms against the Mouse King, lead an army, and I'm like, oh god.
Alright, Niblet, time to make some hot dollar. Yep. Water level puzzle.
Yep.
My body isn't the only thing I work on toughening up here. Okay. Also work on my Pokemon and my spirit.
Hey, that is weird. It is Leslie Nelson that does the voice, but when I looked at his filmography, it didn't show up.
Honestly, I wouldn't want to have that on my list.
No. This was a different Nutcracker movie. That was actually pretty decent. The Nutcracker and the Mouse King, 2004.
No, actually, I think the Care Bears Nutcracker is better than the And when Care Bears is better than you know you fucked up. Actually, I'm kind of surprised they haven't tried to reboot the Care Bears.
I'll give it a few years.
Yeah, that's just like one of those. All these reboots. Care Bears?
Like, I swear though, wasn't there one that was happening around the time of My Little Pony, or did I just imagine that?
I don't know. The last one I remember is one where there was literally like a small. Their enemy was like a small bear in like a mech costume. Though the best villain by far was Professor Coldcock. And, you know, that freaky book. And that really ineffectual devil kid. Time for a case
Oh yeah, there is one. Okay, so there's a revival TV series, Care Bears Welcome to Care-a-Lot, premiered on the Hub on June 2nd, 2012 for one season. And the current TV series, Care Bears Unlock the Magic, debuted on Boomerang on February 1st, 2019.
Really?
Yeah!
Fuck.
So, okay, yeah, I guess I didn't, fucking do that wrong. There was kind of like, because, like, the Hub, that was, like, basically around the same time that My Little Pony was a thing.
I think they also, like... I remember sort of around the time that MLP was starting, there was, like, I think they were focusing on, like, 3 big shows they were hoping to really get this hub thing going. One was, of course, MLP. The other was, I think it was Transformers, actually, I can't remember the name of this Transformers. It was a pretty decent Transformers show, and the other one was, I think, Strawberry Shortcake?
Yeah, I vaguely remember that, too.
Transformers Prime, that's it.
Yeah, well, that was like a CG-ish
Yeah.
one, right? Yeah.
Indeed. Gave probably one of the best depictions of Starscream, where it's like, when it comes to him interacting with humans, it definitely shows him as being villainous and conniving in that, but then becoming an absolute bitch when Megatron gets on scene.
Which I'm not too big on Transformers. Like, I'm a pretty casual appreciator of it, but from what I understand of Starscream, that sounds about right.
Yeah. But the thing that actually sets it apart is this is the one time where Megatron actually doesn't take Starscream shit. So it's like, the moment Starscream betrays him, he's like, you're done. Because that was always the weirdest part, where in like old G1 cartoon, every time Starscream betrayed him, he would shake his fist at him in the next episode, he would be right back. But I suppose that is the 80s episodic TV for you, where it had to be made for syndication, so you can't change the status quo.
Yeah, it is kind of weird to think about how there was kind of that shift that did eventually happen. Like, man, I wish I was not a child when Beast Wars came out, because when I did not appreciate how they actually had like an ongoing story going through that.
Yeah.
All I saw was like, oh, they're the transforming animal robots. I like it when they make things go boom. And it's like, oh wow, they do all this thing that ties into previous generations of Transformers, and they've got character growth, and it's like, I wish I actually appreciated this shit when I was young.
Yeah. And one of the most meme-worthy versions of Megatron. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I can appreciate that. They say yes.
Well, that's just wrong.
Yeah.
That is such a good phrase.
And of course, Waspinator. Waspinator was my favorite. He was the universe's bloody frickin' beating post.
Why, universe hate Waspinator?
It's like at the end of the series, he finally gets a win, kind of. He ends up basically lording over a bunch of the, you know, the primitive tribal humans.
Yeah.
Until they decide to rebel.
Ugh.
Damn, I used to have a Waspinator figure. I don't know where that is.
Probably in suitable fashion, it has probably been left somewhere and gotten chewed up by some kind of animal. It's just which is fitting for Waspinator.
Yeah.
I love the insistent terminology. Maybe I'll do like wig. I mean Crasher Wig. I use some kinds of Pokemon. It's like you could tell that's a thing where it's like I have the thing up until recently he was just Wig and then he decided no I gotta rebrand. Everyone, you gotta call me Crasher Wig from now on because that sounds cool. And everyone's just like okay Wig, whatever you say.
Crash away to you.
Speaking of new generations and stuff, I still gotta like sit down and watch that new My Little Pony movie at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
so much to do, so much
decent.
to see, as Don said.
Yeah, like at this point, I've kind of figured I'm not gonna like see it as the second coming, but like it's. I figure it'd be nice to catch up on stuff.
By the time you get around to watching it, it might be closer to when the new series is going to start. Because I believe it's supposed to kind of act as like the first episode for
Yeah.
the series.
Basically a glorified pilot.
Yeah. But I will say, and it's kind of weird if you at least know a little bit about it, is the fact that it is actually a continuation of MLP. FIM.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah. I gotta get used to the fact that yes, it is still MLP. It's just when you say MLP, you're usually talking about FIM.
Yeah. It's like you got it's Friendship with Magic or Gen 4. Yes.
Yeah.
I did not know Gyarados could learn Substitute.
Huh. Actually, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm... Hey, it's probably one of those things where I've probably seen it before, but just never registered as this is something he can do.
God, I'm almost imagining it's a thing where it's like, how does he do it? He horks up a Magikarp to take the blow for him.
It's like I don't think you ever saw it in Sword and Shield. Like I think you battled Cramorant once, but are you aware of Cramorant's ability to its fullest?
I remember the thing about it dives down and gets a fish that it shoots.
Yes. Well, there is a chance. I think there's a way that you can determine it, but it can sometimes end up with a Pikachu in its mouth.
Oh my god.
I know, right?
That...
Honestly, that might be the worst thing for it to catch. Because all that Pikachu has to do is a Thunder Shock and it will die.
Like, that's one of those things where you feel it's gotta be a case of, the Pikachu is humoring the Gyarados.
But yeah, when Cramorant shoots Pikachu, of course it's a electric attack. But it's also I didn't even realize that like Arrokuda, which is the generic fish Pokemon they introduced in Sword and Shield. I didn't even know about it. It is probably the most generic of generic fish Pokemon.
I would not be surprised if it was a case that they invented it solely to be the ammo for Cramorant.
Yeah. There's even like I think there's supposed to be two of them. There's like Arrokuda and then it's the variation. And then of course we then have a generic Pokemon that's being given one of the best evolutions in Basculegion.
Oh yeah, that is the most frickin' hardcore evolution ever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, how did this dude come to be? He is filled with the rage of all the souls of his dead brethren.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dark Souls music starts playing.
Okay, I'm guessing Wake's gonna be the next dude. Feels like it should be at this, right? And
I do remember there being I think this was a gym where there's an abnormally large amount of
yeah, we did have to do quite a circuit to go and push all those buttons.
And the next gym, you don't even have to fight anyone except for the gym leader itself. Libby, why are you wearing a jock strap on your head?
Yeah, oh god, that is what it looks like.
God. I now cannot unsee that. What the hell? Why?
It's like, I've seen some weirdos in my life, but you're in, like, the top 5. Going down. Sire, yes, I shall switch. Here. Come on. Oh, that reduces speed. Okay, I think I mistook that for Mudslap for a bit because I thought, oh, that's gonna suck having accuracy reduced, but no.
Yeah, there's like 2 mud moves. One does accuracy, one does speed.
Yeah.
So, okay. Hey, there was a good move. Sending out my squirrel? And that's a one and done. Nice, Niblet. I'll admit, I did not think I would be getting this much mileage out of a Pachirisu.
I mean, Pachirisu is pretty damn good. There is a reason why one of the world champions used it on its team.
Fair enough. I guess for me, I just always think of it as, oh yeah, it's the Pika clone for this generation.
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah, I think it's like they at least try to give the Pika clones something special, like Emolga. Oh god. Emolga will always be remembered by me for being a nightmare.
Really? Why's that?
Yeah. I remember having so much difficulty with is it Elsa or Leaf? Because, you know, she would she would use Volt Switch a lot with her Molga. I think her strategy was basically send a Molga out, paralyze, Volt Switch, and the fact that it's flying electric, I believe, yeah, it could use it could of course avoid taking damage from ground types. And I think it's neutral to electric attacks. Wait, no, does electric resist electric? I can never remember that.
I don't.
So electric's
so.
the weird.
Yeah.
Electric's the weird one where it's really got nothing much in the way of like weakness or strength.
Hmm.
It's resisted by grass, it's strong against water and flying, and that's about it. Oh, and of course, immune to... I mean, ground is immune to it, so... 4 major interactions.
I thought there was more. Times 2 to water. Yeah, half by electricity and grass. Nothing to ground, double to flying. Right, and of course, half to dragon. Because dragon resists the main elemental stuff.
Yeah.
You were eavesdropping. I was just talking loudly to myself. The thing is, like, I can almost imagine this being a ploy to pretend to be a thing, but... Don't you dare fall. God. If this is another one of those things where it's like, man, I get they do stuff for the sake of the plot. Oh, wait, are we actually gonna fight him? Come chase. Like, it's one of those things that makes me wish. Why can't, like, we can obviously tell he's up to no good. It would be so cool if we could just fucking, hey, we always have to fight when we lock eyes with a trainer. Why can't we impose the same on others? Oh god, that you know, when you think about it, that's the kind of thing that almost feels like it could be a threat. It's like, what are you gonna do if I don't do what you say? Just grabs, leans in. I'm going to make extremely uncomfortable levels of eye contact with you.
Like, that doesn't sound very threatening, but you're making that sound very threatening.
Oh god, and of course we gotta have a fight with... Okay. KILL!
What?
I will kill this bird.
Kill the
With extreme prejudice.
You know, I just get this feeling that Liberty, once she becomes champion, you know, her victory meal is just gonna be fried starling. That's all she's gonna be having for the rest of her days.
Okay, what next? Print flip. Okay, that's at least a novel thing. Though I will also say, it is technically okay. I was expecting one hit echo, but that's fine. But also, yes, it is another bird, and so it must perish. You may not be flying, but I know you're a bird.
You know what? I think Giz and this version of Liberty would get along really well.
Oh. Oh god, now I'm also thinking, with how, in the current campaign, all Mother is, you know, Mushroom taking care of bug people. Flying would be the worst thing to deal with.
Yeah. You know, I've actually been trying to think of a reason why, like, there's a couple of reasons why I think Giz would hate birds so much. One is, you could go for the simple thing where when she was a small child, being chased by even something like a simple chook would be, quite terrifying. But yeah, just maybe getting caught in a flock of birds as they're flying around. The other thing, though, is it's like, you know, she's going to a building or whatever. She's like, okay, Bulkhead, you stay here. Goes, you know, buys whatever supplies she needs, comes back out. Bulkhead's covered in frickin' bird shit.
I would also see the possibility of you get like a friggin' magpie that steals her tools or materials.
Yeah, exactly. You know, with the way his hair is, I imagine that, like, if you tried to, like, comb his hair down, it'd probably just spring back into shape.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how it is with all anime protagonists. I mean, look at Yugi's hair.
Yugi's hair, it's like, that is the most, like, glaring example of this cannot exist without, like...
Hairspray.
Yeah, hairspray. And it's like that. Like,
Whoa.
when it comes to the, like, you can at least make a case that, the red around the black could be a trick of the light or something, and, like, he actually has, like, a very deep red for hair color. The blonde spikes are just inexcusable.
Yeah. I mean, it's frosting.
Yeah.
So much ass was kicked today.
Indeed.
I mean, to be fair though, that actual kind of two-tone hairstyle where they've got like a light blonde under black hair is actually a popular trend nowadays.
I mean, hell, even Jaden Animation did that. Speaking of, you need to check out her latest video where she did a duo Nuzlocke.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Jaden Animation, you've never seen her before?
Nope. And I guess if it's anything to do with Nuzlocke, that's probably why.
No,
No,
she's
she
one of those story time animators.
Yeah, there's a chance you've seen her, like, a thumbnail for one of her videos at least, but just don't know the name.
Ah.
Yeah, she does
does a really
stuff.
good job telling the story of her Nuzlocke. And her linked Nuzlocke is kind of interesting because she was playing with another player, and they have to both catch the Pokemon that they found, and if one of those Pokemon faints, the other one is linked.
I see.
Interesting.
Oh, and it's randomized.
I mean, that feels a bit much at that point, but whatever helps you. Alright, so, gonna say goodnight for the stream, and looking forward to hanging out and stuff next time.
Oh, the holidays are gonna be so much fun.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night. Going to go watch Klaus.